This topic is basically, as it says, about Dao and health. So because if we're not healthy, we would have been at home right now in bed, lying and taking medication that is going to make us sicker. So it's important that we are healthy so that we can keep doing all the things we need to do, because if we are not healthy, it's very difficult for us to cultivate. So health is actually very important. So thank you, grace of heaven, the virtues of master, grand predecessor, transmitters, and all the lecturers for giving me this opportunity to learn to speak in on this in this class today on Dao of Health. So what is health? So why do we all want it? So, and when we get it, how can we keep it? So, how much do you want to have good health? So, this first quote you see here from Confucius says, never impose on others what you would not choose for yourself. So, would you like someone to actually snatch you and put you in a small cage like that? If you notice that that pig was there for quite a while, and look at the little babies that the pig has. So naturally, that pig was there for a while. So how comfortable, the pig can't even stand up. But soon after, that pig will be slaughtered for meat. But you look to the right, no meat, no problem. But that gorilla is still so strong, and the gorilla is not eating any meat. So how can we, as humans who's responsible for these sentient beings, slaughter and then eat them for food? No, we were not created, our stomach was not built for meat eating. Right? So think of it. Right? It is a known fact that It's a known fact that in the United States and Europe, drugs are the third leading cause of death after heart disease and cancer. Yet people keep doing drugs. The same thing every day and expecting a different result. We need to return to nature to maintain our physical health. We need to follow the way of Tao, the Buddhas and saints. If we change our thinking, we will change our lives. Then we will overcome all the ills of the precious drugs that are being put out on the market for us to take, on the medicines that make us sicker instead of healing our pains. And we will achieve the health that we seek. So, how can we return to nature? So we have to go back. And if we remember, and the ancients, they weren't really eating any meat. People didn't know how to kill animals. They weren't interested in killing animals and eating it. They were surviving from the fruits of the field, as was prescribed for us to do. So, but there are 6 tastes by which all foods can be categorized: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, pungent, astringent. While the first 4 tastes are probably recognizable, the last 2 may not be seems familiar. Pungent taste is hot and spicy, as found in a chili pepper, while astringent taste is dry and light, as found in things like popcorn. Why do we avoid and or exclude onions, garlic, chives, green onions, and leek? One minute. I'd like to change my paper. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. Page number 3. That's 3. I can see it from here. This is number 3. 3. 4. Okay. So because of the 5 major organs, our heart, liver, spleen, lungs, and kidney are controlled by the 5 major elements: fire, wood, earth, metal, and water. Our heart is controlled by the emotion of sadness, and fire is affected by garlic. Our lives is controlled by, our liver is controlled by the emotion of joy and is affected by leek. Our spleen is controlled by the emotion of desire and spirit and is affected by chive or shallot. Our lungs is controlled by the emotion of rage and is affected by tobacco. Our kidney is controlled by the emotion of happiness and vitality and is affected by onions. Okay. See if you can show that video. Come on. The link below. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, all right. So next page. Oh, I think I'm ready. I'm ready. Yeah. No, I missed my page by using the wrong outline. Okay. Okay, so leave that one. So as a vegetarian, we have a simple and compelling argument to support our case. Eating meat encourages the industry that causes cruelty and death to millions of animals, and a truly compassionate person would wish to mitigate all this suffering. By refusing to eat meat, one can do just that. Spraying crops is an uncompassionate act of killing lots of creatures. Not that we eat creatures, but they do have a purpose to the plants. While vegetarians will not eat meat, we must be cognizant of the use of the numerous products that leads to animal being killed, like soap, leather, serum, silk, etc. Why abstain from one while using the other? As a vegetarian, we must maintain good qualities like understanding, patience, generosity, and honesty, and bad qualities like ignorance, pride, hypocrisy, jealousy, and indifferences must not be part of our daily lifestyle and adhere to Dao's 5 elements. So, if one kills, he lacks benevolence. The element of wood, its color is green, and direction is east. The climate is windy, and the season is spring, and the emotion is anger, and the body organs is liver and gallbladder. Are there any questions? No questions. Right. So if one steals, he lacks justice, the element of metal. While the color is white and silver, the direction is west, and the climate is dry. The season is autumn. And emotions is grief. And the body organs that is affected is lung and the large intestine. If one is lustful, he lacks propriety. the element of fire. Color is red and purple, and the direction is south. The summer and the season is summer. Emotions is happiness. The body organs affected are heart and the small intestine. If one drinks, he lacks wisdom. The element of water. The color is black and gray. The direction is north. The climate is cold. The season is winter. The emotion is fear. The body organs is kidney and the bladder. If one tells lies, he lacks faith. The element of earth. The color is yellow and gold. Direction is center. Climate is damp. The emotion is sympathy. The body organs is the stomach and the spleen. In the Dao, we are encouraged to practice these 5 elements to help us to attain supernatural inspiration. Next page. So, how are we feeling right now? Imagine feeling light and energetic. A few tips to improve digestion. The spleen likes to be empty and full. Holy Teacher always encourage us to eat up to 70 to 75% and stop, not to continue and overeat. So don't snack or graze all day. Eat as much as possible the good old 3 regular meals. For breakfast, eat like a king. For lunch, like a prince. And dine like a pauper. Still hold true, especially if you are looking to maintain weight. Okay. Okay. A glass of water before meal will reduce weight. A glass of water with the meal will maintain it. And a glass of water after meal will make you gain weight. Drink only when you are thirsty. You can check your pee proper color in the color of the yellow pages. If it's darker, then you probably have not drank enough water. Avoid all cold drinks. Room temperature is best, and make ice cream a rare event. Avoid too much fruits, cold, raw food, and overload of those sort of food creates more problem for an already weak digestion. If you have a weak metabolism, eat white rice versus brown rice, as it is harder to digest. So that means even though the brown rice is healthier per se because it goes through less processing, in digesting the rice it takes longer, so it causes the intestine a little more harm. So in that case, it's up to you, yes.
But white rice, if you consume a lot of white rice, in the future you're going to have diabetes. Second, type 2 diabetes.
Well, that is a medical fact. But at least if you're eating, like I say, if you're eating rice or like to eat a lot of rice and you don't have a good digestion process, then you'll be still causing more harm by not, having the food staying in the stomach too long. So, but white rice can cause diabetes. Right. Once your spleen is strong, you can change again. Okay. So health is so much more than the absence of disease. Keep it simple, and it shall make your mouth water. So, like when we come to the temple and the food on the table is so, looking at it alone, it's so appetizing without even tasting it. But the bowls that we use in the temple are small. Why? Because we are encouraging you not to eat too much. Whereas when you're at home, you're using a plate, and you put all that food on the plate, what happens? You can't eat all, and then you waste a lot of food. So with the bowls, you're able to control so what you eat and follow holy teachers' advice by eating only 70 to 75%. So here are 8 categories of high quality foods in our quest to search for health food to feed our families, whether buying fruits and vegetables. So grown food that grown without pesticide and chemical fertilizer. So I think we call those organic foods. So, but today everybody is on the bandwagon by calling whatever they are selling organic. So it's what we should do is become good label readers and ask a lot of questions. Otherwise, we will be given food to eat that is not really organic. So,
who do we ask? They're not going to answer you. The store's not going to answer you.
Right. So organic really means not generally modified. So and or contains no added growth hormones, antibiotics, or other drugs. It's very difficult to ascertain these things because you go to the markets and everything is side and something says organic, but then when you look at the manufacturer, it's the same as the one on the other side. So do you think that these manufacturers are taking the time to process these organic things plus the non-organic? No, they're not doing that. They're just using the labels. And most of the times when they order labels, they would order a particular amount. And when the particular type of food runs out, they use the label on the regular things because they're not going to throw it out. Yeah.
I have a friend who's very good at researching before he goes shopping.
Yeah.
So he knows exactly where the food comes from. So even with like farms, he'll know how they produce if it is really organic. He'll go and read up about their.
Do you shop with him all the time? No, can we go and shop with you?
I know, and he's so knowledgeable of all these things. And I'm just like, I didn't know that. And he's like, don't buy that. So,
you should call him up every time.
Yeah, tell him to send you a list. Yeah, all right.
But, Johnny, nowadays the imminent issue nowadays is not about organic anymore, it's about fake stuff.
Fake,
You
yeah.
can't even differentiate whether it's real,
Yeah,
or it's fake. Rice is fake.
Yeah, rice, how could
Plastic,
you make...
yeah.
Cheese is
Yeah,
fake.
yeah.
Tofu
Yeah.
is fake.
I know.
Yogurt is also fake.
I actually saw this person is manufacturing a shopping bag, a plastic shopping bag, and then he cuts the bag up, puts it in a glass, it dissolves, and he's and said this is drinkable.
Oh.
A plastic shopping bag.
Even beer is fake.
Yeah. So we have to be very careful.
Powder, it makes it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you drink it, you have kidney issue.
Yeah.
It damages your
Alright, so we have to read our labels and make sure it says it contains no growth hormones, right, or antibiotics, other drugs, and the product does not contain any artificial ingredients or preservative. And it also must be fresh, especially, well, I think most of us here are vegetarians, but if you're buying meat, you have to be very careful because they're using blood or dye to change the old meat to give it a new like a facelift to make it look red and fresh. And actually, it's the old stuff. The markets are not going to throw their stuff out because it's paid for first. See? So, my encouragement, guys, I'm telling you, just give it up. Right? So, make sure that it did not come from a factory farm. If it's from a factory farm, then there is a problem, and it's grown with under the law, what the law prescribed, because most of the farmers are not doing that. And do you know that the government is actually paying good vegetable farmers not to grow things so that they can utilize the land for grazing cattle and so forth. So think about it. So the farmers are now just sitting back and getting that big paycheck and not doing any work because the cattle farmers need the land for grazing cows. Well, not really grazing cows because they're not really there's no grass to be eaten. Yes.
I have something that I thought I'd share if any of you are interested in watching. There's a documentary on Netflix called Chef's Table. And every episode is about a new chef and how they cook.
Oh, okay.
And this one particular chef takes the vegetables right from his farm to the table, and that's like how he became this very well-known chef. But then in one part of the documentary, he shows like a butternut squash, how big it really should be. And when you go to the store, they're usually this big. But when it goes from his farm, they're this small.
That's small,
and that's how they should go.
Right, yeah.
So it's an interesting documentary to watch. The same thing.
Yeah. See, the other thing is that what we have to know is that sometimes once you use all these growth hormones once, it's in the soil, it stays there. So for instance, you go and you are planting now afterwards, and you say, "Oh, I'm not using any growth hormones," but it's in the soil already, so it's still affecting you. And in terms of the cows, if there's any grass at all and they're eating, they're still absorbing it because it's there. And once it's in the soil, it's in the soil. Okay? So, yeah. Okay? So, we have to be very particular about what we eat, where we shop, and so forth. So, sometimes it's a little more expensive, but which is greater? You having to go to the hospital and paying the doctors and so forth than buying the proper food for you to eat and staying healthy. So you decide. Okay? So we need to have food grown in a sustainable way. Food that meets these standards will always be the best wise choices. Okay. So Lao Tzu, the founder of Taoism, said, "The people of the world all have a purpose. I alone appear stubborn and uncouth. I alone differ from other people and value joy and substance from the mother." What does Lao Tzu mean by that? He's eating whatever is produced from the land. In those days, they didn't really have GMO. So, it was very safe to eat what is produced by the land. So, this great person that we sometimes look to for his wisdom is saying he's stubborn and uncouth because he's not partaking in all that lavish meals. He's just going to eat what is produced by Mother Nature. Okay? So, nothing lasts forever. Life is temporary. Our physical body comes from our parents. After birth, the physical body is faced with old age, sickness, and then death. In the Tao, we take a vegetarian vow to enable us to have a pure body which will enable Buddhas and saints to be constantly close to us. The fact that we humans are the more intelligent beings, we are charged with taking care of the animals. Animals are sentient beings. They have the same essence as we do. They have a soul. They have a Buddha nature. They feel. they sense fear and pain as we do. We are not to harm, kill, or eat them. If and when we do, we commit the violence on those sentient beings the Buddhas asked us not to commit. So why create karma for temporary pleasure and taste of our palate? Furthermore, there's the causation factor. Hence the reason we should not take we should take the vegetarian vow. Every sentient being is part of the cycle of rebirth. We are warned that negative actions will result in rebirth as a lower sentient beings, an animal, demon, hungry ghost, or in the hell realm. So why are we looking at this picture when the topic is Dao of Health? So before I continue, I'll just give you a little chance to look at it some more. And I'm sure most of you are parents, so you know exactly what it means. We are looking at it because that which we are pushed to eat has caused the ills of the children of the world more than it did or the adults. As previously said, health is much more than the absence of disease. Every year, a new acronym is invented. Consider two apples sitting side by side. The first is picture perfect, almost plastic looking, while the other has a few minor blemishes and looks like it was just picked from a tree. Biting into the first apple, you experience a bland flavor of chalky texture. Biting into the second apple, sweet, juicy, literally trickles from the corner of your mouth. The first apple is a creation of modern industrial farming, sprayed with pesticide from infancy and then polished and waxed with more chemicals after picking. It harbors a toxic secret. It looks flawless but contains residue from those harmful chemicals. The second apple is organic. It didn't require any chemicals, pesticide, or artificial beauty treatment, just sunlight, rain, and nurturing forces of Mother Nature. So which apple are you biting into? Rather than settling for the first apple, consumers are beginning to demand the organic variety in record number. Organic foods are now the fastest growing sector of food industry in the United States, Canada, and Europe. Despite being a non-familiar terms, many still wonder what organic actually means. Organic food are those produced in rich, fertile soil without the use of synthetic pesticide, herbicide, and fertilizer. Organic farming also shuns genetic modification, eradication, and the use of soil, sludge, and fertilizers. In addition to organic fruits and vegetables, you can now also buy organically grown grains, legumes, nuts, oil, sugar, teas, wines, and a variety of other foods and vegetables, just in case you indulge. Thousands of children are affected and labeled due to the consumption of unhealthy foods and drugs. Like everything else, it's just business. So, what will the future be? Tao is the way to go. So let us try to ferry as much of the good people to Tao, so there will be a better future for the children. If I have said anything, any questions? Any comments? I guess everybody's still, yes sir.
I not speak English, but I.
You try.
How
smoking alcohol no
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
I need meditation. And the meditation is good for me. It's a power. It's I ask Buddha, no more meat, no more alcohol, no
Yeah.
more smoking. It's good for me. It's good machine.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's meditation.
Right. Okay. Yes, meditation is good, but like in the Tao, we try not to stress too much meditation, because sometimes in meditation, if you find that state of mind where there is nothing else, right? That our spirit can actually leave our body and travel out, and at that particular time, it's just like we are dead, because
Let's ask him, which meditation do you do? The Dao meditation?
The Dao.
Okay, that's
oh,
fine.
okay,
Do as
all
much
right,
as
yeah,
possible.
good, all right, yeah,
No, meditation's okay,
Yeah.
but really the key is this. You have to balance your meditation with your wisdom. Okay? So meditation alone is not, according to Sakyamuni Buddha, that's not the proper act.
yeah,
He scolded his disciples, Mahakasyapa. They're great meditators. Mahakasyapa, Sariputta, Mahayana, Shibuti, all of them. They all love to meditate. They all love to go to the forest and just, peace and being in tranquil state. That's fine, but Buddha said you can't just do that. You know that? You can't just do that. And there's a danger. That's because there's a last week or 2 weeks ago when we were talking about it, Buddha mentioned that. Yeah, because then you become attached
Yeah.
to that notion of quote unquote emptiness.
into that, yeah,
Remember the eight samadhis or liberation?
Yeah, yeah.
I talked about that. That's the what ninth dhyana.
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty hard.
So,
That's,
yeah.
You're already past our hard level at that stage. But the problem is you get stuck on the notion of what? No mind, no sensation,
yeah,
just pure emptiness, or it becomes a void, and
Yeah.
then you fail to grasp that there is a consciousness, which is your Buddha nature.
yeah,
So we can't, because that's one extreme. You get it? That's one extreme. That's I suppose people who are attached to material goods, to
Yeah.
everything, right? To all material things. So meditation, I'm not saying it's wrong, but just understand that, when you meditate, it's to calm, but there is still, you have to preserve that consciousness, that awareness,
Yes,
erase
yeah, yeah,
that awareness. So it's really that emptiness, we call it emptiness, or stillness, and that awareness is one. That's the Buddha nature. That's the tathata, the oneness, thusness, all that, right? Okay. So be careful. I mean, that's all. I mean, people meditate, they lose that awareness. So when I say awareness, it's the wisdom part. All right. So you need both. That's the proper way. That's really what Amitara Samyasa Bodhi means. Okay. That Dharma, Amitara Samyasa Bodhi. Okay?
Yeah.
Nirvana.
And I think that there's a lot of people when they meditate, what I've noticed now is a lot of them would say, don't close your eyes.
yeah.
Right.
So that you still have that sense
Sense
of
of awareness,
of what's
yeah.
happening
That's
around
the
you.
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, too.
That's
Yeah,
the idea.
yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
idea. Right. That's when you don't completely,
Completely shut your
Yeah,
eyes.
so we maintain that
The
consciousness,
the
yeah,
sounds
yeah,
and what's still
So
going
you
on.
be doing it.
That's
Yeah.
I've been trying.
That's good.
the hearing portal, the perfect penetration.
Yeah.
But that's more of a,
Yeah.
that's really to eliminate
Yeah.
the 6 knots,
yeah,
which is to eliminate 5 skandhas. That's in the Surangama
Yeah.
Sutra, right? Those of you who read the sutra.
yeah, yeah,
That's why when you see the Buddha sculpture, most of them are like half.
half closed, yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
So you
yeah,
don't-
yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Like the sleeping Buddha.
yeah,
in Thailand or in Burma or Myanmar, right? They have that stuff. I think in India too. There's the sitting Buddha. I mean, they're meditating, the lotus position or whatever. And
I think all the
their eyes-
statues,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the Buddha statues.
Yeah.
If you look at these,
Yeah,
their
yeah.
eyes are like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, they're not completely closed, right?
see, it's easy. What you could do is sort of look at the tip of your nose, so to keep your eyes
Focus on
steady,
that.
instead of trying to keep your eyes open. It's just that you're focusing on the tip of your nose so that your eyes could be steady. Yeah,
The first stage is not easy.
yeah.
When you do that, all kinds of things
Yeah.
attacking every second.
Every
I think it takes a lot of
a lot of
practice.
practice. Yeah. See.
But don't give up.
Yeah. See. Yeah. Any more questions or comments? We have a little time, so yes, sir.
Edison.
You said to avoid artificial ingredients.
Yes.
Pretty much everything has artificial ingredients.
Well, unless you say that you buy organic, that's the definition of organic. It's non-artificial, but
When you say everything, because there are some people who grows all their vegetables at home, right?
yeah,
And
farming.
that's organic. Then a lot of people start building their own greenhouses now.
Like what Johnny did over
Right.
here
See, so
on the
it's easy,
rooftop. Yeah.
right? So not everything, but we have to look at the things that the things, the everyday things like toothpaste or soap and all these things. It's very, very difficult. But there are natural soaps that are made naturally, as people say, but it's expensive.
Well-
If you do the orange juice, they have artificial.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of other orange juice, if you look at the orange juice, do you think that if you open 100 boxes of orange juice, they all taste the same?
No.
It couldn't. It's not possible.
Some
Right?
are sour, some are sweeter.
Yeah, because but then that shipment all is all. But you look at it, and it says part of the product comes from Brazil or Mexico. Why would orange juice products come from those when we have Florida and California? So naturally, it's because there's a chemical in the orange juice that is banned in the United States. So once they get it from outside, it's easier. So the manufacturers are just looking for a few dollars more. So they get these things and make it cheaper, right? Okay. All right, come on, guys. We have a little time, so questions, please.
When you grow vegetable, you still use the fertilizer which has all kinds of stuff in it. Is it organic?
Yeah.
There's organic
So-
everything.
So,
Gary, share with everybody what kind of fertilizer you use.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fruits.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
used all the leftover fruits and skins that
Yeah.
you don't eat and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
bury them in the soil.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
and
Okay,
her
yeah. But
and you should try
but-
her mint.
yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's compost.
And it's potent too. Yeah.
Yeah, you can make it.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Yeah.
My mom make compost.
Compost, yeah.
From all the
Yeah.
vegetable, whatever left over.
Yeah.
Skin.
It's really easy to compost your leftovers.
And then they put it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would like to challenge. I'd like to challenge everyone who if you're not a vegetarian, to try being a vegetarian for just 1 month. See, right now, I think, I'm not sure if it's over or if it's still going, but during the Lenten season, Lent, most people stop eating meat, and then after Lent is over, they all go right back with like a vengeance to start eating meat again. Lots of these people, they get sick, and then they blame the illness on the environment, on the climate and so forth, not thinking, well, look, my body just start becoming back to its natural state again, and then I just went and contaminated it again. So naturally, it's a machine. So if you put bad oil in the machine, then it's gonna break down. So, is anyone here who actually used to or still follow the Lent rituals? Well, like that, like you observe it, like
But it has to be people who are not vegetarian, right?
Well, not really, because I mean I know a lot of people.
You're already observing Lent.
Well, yeah, but then those who are not vegetarian and just because they are they're religious, so to speak, they
I stopped going to the Catholic Church.
Yeah. Usually
Catholics especially,
Protestants not so much.
not
right?
so much, yeah.
No, we don't.
But okay, so when you were going to the Catholic Church and it's Lent, you were semi-fasting, right?
Yeah, and Muslims have something similar.
Similar, yes,
Like
yes. Ramadan, right? Yeah, yeah.
They fast during the day,
Uh-huh.
but then
At night,
sundown,
yeah, they eat, yeah. So
But they do that for
before,
a while,
yeah.
right? They do that for a while.
So think about it, guys.
More than 75%.
It's not going to work that way, all right? So we're causing our body a lot of harm. Because I know one particular person that the same challenge I just gave you to try it for a month, and this lady, she tried being a vegetarian for a month, and everything changed and everything was going good. But then she went out with her friends and the weakness overtook her and she ate. All of a sudden her face broke out. Lots of things, acne and all sort of stuff. But she said, well, what you have to do? Say, well, what you have to do is stop doing what you're doing because that's the cause of it. Because they went back to eating this unclean, so to speak, that the Christians will use, unclean. So, but she didn't. She just bought more chemicals to get rid of the acne, which didn't work. Yes.
I have a question about sleep.
Yeah.
So the other night, Ty emailed me with the recordings of class, and I replied at 2 a.m. in the morning because I am a night owl.
Oh, him too. What did you email her?
Yeah.
Oh, you too?
Right, and it's a problem for me because at night that's when I get most of my work done.
Yeah.
And then I was told, between 11 and 3 a.m. you should be sleeping.
Yeah.
Yes.
For liver function?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regenerating. Yeah. Or digestion is taking place, so then the liver has to get rid of all that stuff at that time. So
Yeah, very unhealthy right now.
see, because our bodies, just like that clock on the wall, our body do have a clock in it. So it's thing, but I don't think I can give you a good answer because with me, even though I am going like this, but when every night I have difficulty sleeping because I'm thinking of did I speak, did I rough this child up today? Did I speak? Did I yell at that child? So I'm thinking about all these
This
things.
is when you should do your
practice.
万元放下, yeah.
Affinities and thoughts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So that keeps me up, and then in the morning I get up very early because I get up to cook in the morning at times to go take my lunch to school. So then
You should cook more the night before so you
well,
have
because see the
lunch.
time I get home I'm sleeping on myself, but when I go to bed I can't sleep.
Yeah.
And then so I have to, the thing is that I have to get rest, so I just stay lying down.
But from the Buddha Nature Story class, Liu Jiangzi,
Yeah.
he say that when you practice Buddha nature, you don't need to sleep. You just need an hour to sleep.
That's at the more advanced.
Yeah,
That's at
you gotta
a
fix
more
that
advanced level. I mean,
So when you get to that-
Mahakasyapa, he's supposedly in some mountain somewhere.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even breathe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. I mean, they say the ninth dhyana, when you're in the ninth dhyana, when you can meditate, that's that level of meditation, you don't need to eat to breathe. You don't need to breathe. They say everything's through osmosis.
Yeah,
You know,
From the pores.
The
yeah,
pause,
it's like a plant.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need to sleep.
Yeah,
Anything. I mean, that's scary stuff. Like, whoa, you know, what kind of state is that? You know,
there's a documentary film about a kid in India
Uh-huh.
that he meditated on the tree without sleeping, eating, or
No,
anything.
it's
Meditating for
see, that just
days and days.
yeah, see, that's just an indication, you can say, of the
Capabilities.
yeah. You can say the ability or of our Buddha nature. That's our Buddha nature. It's not. It's beyond. It's beyond. Really beyond science, because we can't. It's something that is immeasurable. We can't quantify it, and really that's a manifestation of our Buddha nature. So that's how powerful that being is, that spiritual being, whatever you want to call it. It's it's like that. That's the thing. So that it is it doesn't need to rest. It doesn't need to eat, sleep, drink, whatever. So because once you're at that level, it's like in control of your whole body, and so therefore your body doesn't require.
Oh, they're gonna save a lot of money on food.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, these.
And the time of cooking it.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's a type of strong food. I mean,
Yeah.
they've done tests with Tibetan
Yeah.
lamas, the monks. They could go to a cave with just their regular robe, and it's freezing cold out, and they could practice meditation. And literally they could melt the snow that they're sitting on.
So they don't need to wear.
Number seven
So
chakra.
at that level, it's like mind over matter,
Matter,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, that's one of the 6 superpowers of our Buddha nature. That's the 6 superpowers. You can see it inside here.
Yeah.
In this list. All right. It's it's mind over matter, and I mean that's just an example. I mean, but you know what? We're not pursuing that because people do. And that's not the goal. That's not Anuttara Sannyasambodhi. Because then that means you're still obsessed with that notion of power. Then you become an asura. You can become an asura. That's no problem. Asura has all the power they want. Okay. So if you want to be an asura, then go down that path. But yeah.
I know the internet, and the good time for sleep is at 10 o'clock at 12 o'clock. The body is relaxed, everything. 1 hour is for by 2 hours. It's 10, 11, 12. It's very good time for sleep.
Sleep. Okay.
It's supposed to be before 11.
Ideally,
Well, the idea,
that depends on when you eat. That's
Eat,
like
late 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Your body's,
Yeah,
stomach's,
yeah.
working very hard,
Yeah.
so it's hard to rest.
Yeah.
I mean, so depends on, so
Yeah.
that means if you're going to end up sleeping by 11, you definitely should finish your meal
at
hopefully
least
by
by
7 o'clock.
yeah.
So 7:30 at the latest.
Yeah. The main reason for that is that, remember, we have literally two intestines, right? So the food takes a longer time to leave the small intestine, go into this large intestine. So literally 2 to 3 hours. So if we are eating late, the body is going to be overworking.
And that
So-
makes sense to me because now that I go to bed so late,
Yeah.
I get hungry really late at night.
Yeah.
Because you're
Yeah.
up and
Yeah.
then you eat right
Yeah,
before
yeah,
you go to
yeah.
bed and then
You have
sleeping.
yeah. See, because most food has sugar, and once you have that sugar in those food, it's gonna give you that burst of energy, and you're not gonna be able to sleep. So it's important that you try to eat at least.
Well, that's what they also say at night. You should not eat too big of a meal. Too.
Yeah, at night, yeah.
Right?
Like a pauper, yeah.
So noon time
Yeah.
is the big meal.
Big
because
meal,
you're
yeah.
active. You're still
Yeah,
active.
yeah.
Don't drink coffee.
Yeah, some people can, yeah, some people can. Yeah. Yeah.
No, some people coffee doesn't affect them. Yeah.
No, yeah,
Coffee
yeah.
doesn't
Right?
affect them.
Because
Yeah.
they're they're like, they're yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
Their body develop tolerance to it,
Yeah.
right? You know, to the caffeine. It's like,
Yeah.
even if I drink, 2 Red Bulls, it's no problem. It's like, but then caffeine has no effect on them. It's scary. Like, oh, if I drink a Red Bull, I'm staying awake, man. You know.
Oh, that's very energetic
Well,
to drink the Red Bull.
well,
I drank it
that's
once.
It's really
Yeah, once. I said, I'm so
I
energetic.
tasted it, but I didn't like the taste, so I didn't drink it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like an energy.
Yeah.
Caffeine drink,
Yeah.
give you a boost of
Well,
energy. It
see,
does
that's why
help.
actually in Buddhism, they besides those 5, what we call pungent herbs, Buddha, they all forbid drink coffee or tea or any caffeinated, adulterated, other than water.
Water, yeah.
Oh, back in those days, 2005 in the US, those were simple days. But, they don't drink tea even. But the Zen Buddhists,
They drink a lot of tea,
start
yeah.
tea. But that's really because to help them stay
Stay
awake.
awake,
That's how they say it started. But anyway,
And good for digestion.
but anyway, so.
One thing I'm curious, since you say the time you have to sleep in order for the body to detox at a certain time, let's say. Now, if you cannot sleep, like you say, you're in bed, you cannot sleep, but you're resting. Does the body do the function?
Yes, once there's once the small intestine is clear, the body goes to work.
But your mind is
That
still,
your mind is still, yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it's not resting, it's not in a state.
Well, yeah, not totally,
Yeah.
because the body is still doing its thing. So it's you'll find it twitching and turning because
Well, here's the key. If your body are in a very deep rest, that means your mind is you're not thinking of things and let's say you're not digesting food still, then you can rest very short while and you'll still feel very energized when you wake up because you're in a deep state of rest. That's the whole key, to get to deep state of rest. So you can instead of having to sleep 8 hours or whatever, 7 hours, you can sleep only 4 hours, and that's okay. You see what I'm saying? And then ultimately, when we practice that meditation or that letting go of all thoughts and karmic affinities, when you reach that level, you are in that state of
stillness.
oneness or whatever. Then you don't need to sleep. But that's more advanced. But that's really what it means. Whereas normal people, common people, normal people, we still need to sleep, right? Because we dream, we whatever. We're not really in a deep state of sleep.
Like the matter over mind we were talking about.
Mind over matter.
Sorry, that's a YouTube. They show a man walking on the water. Is it possible?
Well,
Jesus did. Jesus did.
you see,
He's a magician.
oh well, that
It's an illusion.
He walked on the water in the
in the pool.
pool. And he took out his shoes and he still walked on the water and
See that?
No, it's true. We have supernatural powers.
Yeah.
We do. Our Buddha nature.
Original, yeah.
Because it's beyond material realm. Right? And it's beyond. It's beyond. Like I said, it transcends the laws of physics. You can call it that.
Actually, it is all within the laws of physics, quantum mechanics. Nothing is beyond quantum mechanics. Okay, everything is possible. Anything is possible through quantum mechanics. So, it's not saying, oh, it's breaking some natural laws. It's not. It's just that, that person is able to control, basically, mind over matter, the matter, the body it's one with the mind, okay? So a lot of, we can do things that we think is kind of impossible, but that defies, the normal thing, but very few people can do that, but it is possible. It's not like, the Buddha or Jesus, they do perform these quote-unquote miracles, but it is possible, explainable.
Yeah, we have to be careful. It's it's true. In the phenomenal realm, okay, in the realm of forms, or whatever you call it, realm of forms, okay, and desires and forms. Yeah, quantum mechanics takes over. But actually, when you're at the Dhammadasi, quantum mechanics doesn't apply. When you're at the Dhammadasi, there's no time.
Okay.
It's dimensionless. Whereas in quantum mechanics, there's still dimensions. There's still dimensions. So we got to be careful. Okay, it's because we are in this physical realm, right? Realm of forms, or even the spiritual realm, which is the realm of forms. Okay, yeah, you could say quantum mechanics still applies. Okay, but actually our Buddha nature transcends all of that. And you can say, that's what last week we talked about the Trikaya.
Yeah.
Remember what the Trikaya is, right?
Yeah.
All the stuff that you talk about, walking on water, go through walls, go through mountains, etc., fly in the sky, whatever. That's all Nirmanakaya. That's all Nirmanakaya. You understand what Nirmanakaya is? Transformation. Transformation realm. Transformation body. Okay? I mean, literal translation is what it means. Okay, but that's all that. Get it? So we should not pursue that. We should not be stuck, obsessed with pursuing those things. Because that's not what Buddha taught. Okay? That's not the whole point of Tao. The Tao is it's really the Trikaya, the unity of the Trikaya. Okay, get it? The Trikaya, we just split it out because we want to, define these different realms. Okay, but all right, we should not say, oh, I want to pursue, superpowers. I want to walk on water, or all that stuff. That's Asura. Okay, guaranteed. That's Asura.
Okay.
You mean that they attained Asura already?
Well, not necessarily, but
they're not. They haven't died yet.
yeah. But there are some people that could actually stand or sit and elevate themselves, right? So maybe that person that's there probably have the ability to move or with steps while the elevation takes place. But
Probably they already cultivate.
well, not necessarily, because they're magicians, so they don't think of spiritual things like that.
I'm not saying that superpowers are bad. What I'm trying to say is that when we are cultivating in our practice, that's not our goal. That's not the goal. The goal is not to attain those superpowers.
Yeah.
That's not the goal. The goal is, what's the goal? What's the goal?
Yeah, to perform on.
Transcend samsara, folks.
No, folks.
That's what Anuttara Sannyasa Bodhi means. The rest go. Once you transcend samsara, you have all the powers that you can create your own universe, for crying out loud. You can create your own paradox, you know that? If you transcend samsara. Okay? That's the goal. Transcend samsara. Transcend reincarnation. Not to say, oh, I want to walk on water. So what? You're still going to come back the next lifetime. Who cares? Would be. What good is that? You're still going to have to come back. You're still going to have to have dukkha. You're still going to have dukkha. You still have dukkha. You still have dukkha. Buddha said the reason why he's liberated, the reason why he was able to attain Buddha, but he doesn't pursue those things. Get it?
Yeah.
We should heed his words, okay? It's not because we're going to pursue, I want to, be able to fly, be Superman, Superwoman, whatever.
That's not the Tao.
You're still going to have samsara. Who cares? I don't care how much superpower you have. You still have to reincarnate. What's the big deal? You start all over again. How good is that? Understand? You have to transcend samsara. Period.
It's not like color.
Nothing less.
It's
Like a peach. I'll show you
India,
next
you have a type song. When during the procession, they cook meat.
I forgot what they call that, but
Train that under
yeah,
that guru.
yeah.
He followed a sentence. He could sleep on a bed of nails.
Yeah.
He could walk on coal.
Yeah.
Time out.
So what?
Okay.
Did he transcend
Okay,
samsara?
guys. So, however, if I've made any mistakes or said anything to offend anyone, I ask heaven for forgiveness. I thank you very much.